Hey, Eddie, do you remember the Sunday conversation with Roy Firestone? You remember that?
Big, yeah.
Right? Do you remember the movie Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
When they had like the Sunday conversation with Roy
Yeah,
Firestone?
yeah. Okay.
And remember,
That's the same guy.
and remember Cuba says, Roy, I'm not going to cry, man.
You're
Not going to make me cry. Sometimes I feel like the Sunday conversations we have via text about the NFL on Sunday is making me cry.
It's an emotional league this year. It's just all over the place. It's like a 16-year-old going through the change.
It is. And it's also a very political year.
Yeah.
I mean, Deshaun just blew his ACL in practice on Thursday, right? The perfect quarterback for Houston is Colin Kaepernick. Okay?
Yeah, step in, exactly.
Step in. There is not a better fit for him. It's absolutely perfect, right? Because if you think about it, Deshaun's playing street ball with a mediocre offensive line, right?
Yeah.
He's playing street ball. He's running around like a maniac back there. And he's training the receivers to run routes and look for the ball. And yet, they signed, and Bill O'Brien is going to start Tom Savage. Tom Savage has already proven that the only thing savage about him is his name. Maybe his breath might be savage, right? Maybe he has a little too much fucking ball hair and he's savage down there, right? Maybe his wife calls him Savage. But it's fucking insanity. And then they decide, this is great, I read this on Friday. Matt McGloin, whatever his name is, Matt McGloin.
Oh, wow.
He was signed as the backup because he knows Bill O'Brien's system from, get this, not from Houston, but from Penn State.
Wow. Wow. That's basic. There was one. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember that. I think he threw like what? I don't vaguely remember that guy who was so bad.
He was in the playoffs last year. Remember, he was the guy who came in for David Carr and substituted for David Carr.
He was so bad.
He was so bad.
Yeah, and then he's getting signed. That just goes further to show you. Well, you know Bob McNair not going to sign Kaepernick. That would be asinine. It actually probably would do him a lot of good publicity-wise if he thought about it, but he won't.
Well, McNair lined Trump's pockets.
Well, yeah, but he's also going to lose money like Papa John's did for those comments. Papa John's lost $70 million in one day.
Are you kidding me? For what?
After the comments about the kneeling for the protest. He said they should have nipped this in the bud last year. He lost $70 million in one day.
$70 million.
In sales, he went down. They lost $70 million just off his comments. Because the food isn't the reason people aren't going there anymore.
Oh, the food. If it was the food, they would have gone there in the first place.
The chicken wings, the no fryers,
yes.
and then the pizza sauce that tastes like medicine. But that's not why people, don't eat there. It's because the players kneeling. I don't want to buy your pizza. How do you even get to that correlation? How do you go from people kneeling on the field because men are getting shot? And this is my thing about that whole thing. If you're like, why are these players kneeling? They're millionaires and this and that. Wasn't Michael Bennett held at gunpoint in Vegas by a cop who said he was going to blow his brains out? He wasn't a millionaire then. He was just another black man on the street.
I knew what you were about to say.
I'm at that point.
Yes.
At that point, that's what it was. So I'm just wondering, it's like, okay, and how does that have anything to do with pizza? It doesn't. When I go on a pizza, I don't go, you know what, those NFL players are kneeling, I'm ordering Pizza Hut. No, what the fuck is that? Like, where do you get that from? You just went out of your way to lose money.
What about the so-called model / hooker / entertainment girl that decided to turn in the Miami Dolphins coach because he was doing cocaine?
Oh.
And he said in the video, and do you know what her reasoning was? She wanted to stand up for the black people who were being discriminated against, right? Discriminated against, and the Colin Kaepernick thing. So she figured, being a hooker, model, prostitute in Vegas, she would have the voice to do what Colin Kaepernick hasn't been able to do. Can you even remember her name? If anybody remembers her name, we'll give you a free fucking session, because I swear to you, nobody remembers her name. That's how relevant this has all been.
Yeah, literally.
And it's crazy.
The two things don't even make sense.
No, none of it makes sense. We didn't. But the whole thing, Eddie, that's really nuts about...
I'm going to be honest.
What's going on?
Eyelashes might be longer than the IQ. Go ahead.
Huh? What'd you say?
Eyelashes might be longer than the IQ.
All right.
But what's the observation, not a judgment?
What's nuts about going on about this whole thing is that we are, as a whole, a society, we're fucking taking stands over nothing. We're taking stands that we can't control. I mean, look, Kaepernick. Should Kaepernick be signed? Absolutely. Should he have been signed months ago? Absolutely, right? Is he better than any of the 32 quarterbacks playing right now? If you look at the quarterback play in the NFL this year, it's one of the worst years of quarterbacking.
Which is the real reason attendance is down. Let's be honest. Most of these games are not competitive. If you have an NFL Sunday ticket, you watch maybe a third of these games, stuff like that. But you're not really watching the majority of these games because they're not competitive. You don't want to see Cincinnati play Jacksonville because Jacksonville doesn't have a quarterback. And it looks like Cincinnati might not either. But who wants to watch these games? No one. And then they want to blame everything on protest rights. Well, I mean, no one said boxing ratings were down when Muhammad Ali said he wasn't going to Vietnam. Nobody shouted that then. But somehow now it's, the ratings were down. It's all about the final dollar. What world are we going to sell this stuff in if we don't have one left? All these sales and business bottom lines, we're on the verge of not having that, maybe having America to sell the shit in. We're a capitalist state, but we got to have a country to do that. Maybe we got to start listening to each other. I don't know.
Well, you know what it is? It's the endless 2016 election hangover.
Yeah.
We just won't stop.
A lot of America's dumb. Let's just be honest about that. There are a lot of Americans who are dumb as fuck. They're just not educated people or very smart at all. And they expect to live like people who work hard and establish themselves. Like someone like Dave and I. Everybody does not get the same lifestyle. That would be communism, which most of you like to say, Bernie Sanders is and things like that. Let's be honest. You want a capitalist country, you get what you earn. And once you get to a certain status, you can earn more than others because you have the longevity and the leverage and the power to do so. So either you work hard at what you want or shut the fuck up about these immigrants taking your job or these so-and-so taking this. You don't want to pick strawberries, do you? No. You don't want to clean bathrooms. No. You want a high-paying office job where you can Instagram and post pictures all day at these $1,000 lunches. That's what you really want. But did you really go to school for that? No. Did you prepare your life for that? No. You knocked up the high school sweetheart and you took the job around at the bank, at the local ATM center, at the local branch. Or you took a job at the warehouse housing boxes. You get what you put out. Stop blaming other people for where your life is. That's what we all need to do as Americans. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, orange, yellow. Stop blaming somebody else for where you're at. The white man's not holding you down. The brown people aren't taking your jobs. And let's be honest, there are more Muslims in America, in the world, than any other religion. So maybe we need to learn to cope with people there are more of than them coping with us. So everyone's supposed to change religions now? Not so much.
But it feels like, and this is where I think the election hangover is coming in. It feels like now, because of the election, it's the amount of people that are still talking about it. I won't date you if you've voted for Trump. People still write that shit out there a year later.
Well,
this is all done. And the fact is, it's like we spend so much time protesting and thinking, and the bottom line is, it's like we can write, we can stand, and we can be in all the NFL players can sit and do whatever the fuck they want. But the owners, who basically are friends with Trump, would not in a million fucking years let fucking Colin Kaepernick. We've never seen this in modern football. In modern NFL, we've never seen somebody blacklisted or blackballed before. Ever.
Especially somebody with actual talent. No.
Ever. Actual talent. I mean, they're
coke-headed, women-beating, rapists running around the league. Ben Roethlisberger, how many sexual assault cases he's got? But hey, if you actually stand up for something and that's against what the owners want, you see what happens. And listen to their comments. This is amazing. They really are upset about this because they want control and they feel like they're losing that. It sounds familiar. Sounds like a certain part of the world feel like America's losing control over another part. And that's it's evolution. Things happen. We're getting better as a society. The playing field's leveling out. And we all have to adjust to that. Everyone. Stop looking at your problem or how you see things through your way. Try looking at it the other way. Because if everybody white looks at it through a black lens and everybody black looks through it through a white lens, maybe we can get somewhere. Now, and I agree with you, we should be a little bit more compassionate about who we voted for, but let's look at it through, if I was a white person, let's look at it through a black person's lens. Let's listen to the things Trump says, and maybe a brown person would be a little offended. I know it doesn't affect you, so you go, I want my tax reform. But maybe you should say, bigger picture, it kind of messes with the whole American pie and me continuing to make money. If you really want to make money, let's keep the middle class happy, and let's keep everybody chasing their dreams. So we're not doing that. We're just spending all the time now hating each other, living in our own bubbles. It's time to cross the line and see what the other side, how they're living.
That's a perfect end to it. It's time to look. Today's reality is, instead of reacting, take a look what it would be like to be somebody else. Imagine, instead of reacting to Colin Kaepernick and saying he's blacklisted, or think about what it would be like to actually be him. You stood up for yourself, and now you're going against something. And this is like the movie North Dallas 40, if you think about it. It's an old movie. Watch it. It's really great. It's with Mac Davis and Nick Nolte. It's years and years and years ago. It's a great movie, but look at people through the lens of how it would affect them instead of how it just affects you. Stop thinking how things affect you. Feel compassion for other people in your life, in your existence. Anyway, enjoy the mediocre NFL games today because they fucking suck. Fantasy team is 6-2 right now, heading to 7-2, which I'm really liking because I actually drafted great and I've actually been engaged this year. My league hates me once again. Carson Wentz, got him instead of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers went down. I traded for Carson Wentz. But the thing is, have compassion for other people. Instead of you blabbing about what you don't like about it, just don't make a general blank statement and think about how other people feel and how it reacts. Imagine being brown and hearing the stuff that Trump says. Imagine being a woman and hearing the stuff that Trump says. Imagine anything when you hear someone give you a conflicting...
Imagine being a coal miner in West Virginia wanting a job. I mean, look at it through other people's lenses. Period.
That's it. Life is looking through other people's lenses. 10-minute daily reality. Check out Eddie Palmer
12 at gmail.com.